Yo, it's Zero, and this is something brand new that I'll try to bring to my channel. A Dragon Ball What If. What if Goku was turned into an android? If you do end up enjoying this series, or this part of it, make sure to leave a like on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you are new, or you just haven't already. To get another part of this series, get this video to 800 views and 80 likes. All my links to my intro music, and my second channel, and my Discord are down below as well. So, without any more wait at all, let's get started.
Go, let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick, I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most, I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me, niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers.
This What If actually begins right after the defeat of Piccolo Jr. Goku is heavily injured and Bulma takes note of this. The battle between the two could have been over way faster and more in Goku's favor if he just had more stamina and he was a bit stronger. She begins to think about the Red Ribbon Army and all their machines, as this inspires her to start working on her own projects at Capsule Corp. A year after the battle, she calls Goku over and Chi-Chi would tag along as well, as Bulma explains her idea to increase Goku's power just in case another threat like Piccolo Jr. does arrive, as Piccolo Jr. still is out there somewhere. However, she says it will take some of his human parts or characteristics away, but not many of them, as he still will remain pretty much the same. Chi-Chi doesn't want Goku to do this, but Goku doesn't want Piccolo Jr. to defeat him, and Bulma says that it won't do too much to him, so it shouldn't be that bad. So, he agrees. The surgery begins, and after it's finished, Goku instantly notices some of the differences. His body seems stronger, and it feels as if he can't run out of energy for some reason. Due to the technology at Capsule Corp, it's not outlandish to say that this was impossible for Bulma to do, especially someone like Bulma. One last thing that the surgery did accomplish was actually increasing his intelligence. Goku was actually smart here, which was pretty good, as he wasn't just battle smart, as he actually had an IQ outside of fighting. Bulma asked him to now move into Capsule Corp just for a couple months so that she can monitor everything he does, and he needs some months to train to get used to this new transformation, you could say, as the training that he does is very intense. As he's given his own demo gravity room. It's not the same one that we're used to, but it's something like it. I feel like I've done enough background though, so let's skip to the Saiyan saga. One day, a ship lands in a farm field, and someone gets out of it, as we see this person with long black hair and a weird device on one of his eyes that was kind of transparent but had a green tint to it. I will find you, Kakarot. And why is there still life on this planet? He presses a button on the device that shows him different power levels, but it has to be wrong. This damn machine never works. There's no way this could be correct. In one direction, he sees someone with a power level of 3,000, which was double his own. There's no way this could be his brother, but it had to be. He begins to fly that way. Meanwhile, Goku had met up at Master Roshi's place and introduced his son to everyone. His name is Gohan. Bulma had already met Gohan on several occasions, who actually loved being around her. The woman was very smart, and at the time she did research on his father, he was able to learn from her and all her technology, and Chi-Chi did think it was a good thing that they were friends, to have Gohan around them. Everyone else is still very shocked to see that Goku had an actual kid, but this reunion is over as someone else would arrive to start his own one. The black-haired man with a tail then stares at Goku. It's you, Kakarot. It has to be. You look just like our father. Kakarot? My name is Goku, not Kakarot. Don't tell me you've forgotten your Saiyan pride. Have you no shame, younger brother? Goku, and everyone else, upon hearing this, was very confused. Brother? Could he really be his brother? Well, he does have a tail like Goku used to have when he was younger until it was pulled out by his grandfather. Goku then begins to question Raditz, who actually complies with answers, as he doesn't attack here because of how much stronger Goku is. This whole conversation is being monitored by Vegeta, who is interested in Goku, a low-class Saiyan that seems to be pretty strong actually, stronger than Raditz at least. Raditz would then ask his brother to join him and the other Saiyans so that they could one day defeat Frieza. But Goku looks at his brother and thinks, this Frieza dude could come to Earth in the future, and that could be a problem. It'd be worse than Piccolo Jr. Alright, I'll help you guys, but we're gonna do it my way. First, Goku goes and gets Chi-Chi and brings her to Master Roshi's place, as he would then walk over to Master Roshi with Gohan, asking Roshi to train his son, so this way he could become stronger but learn martial arts at his own pace, that way he's not forced into fighting. And he'd actually learn some of the critical foundations for martial arts. Next, he tells all the humans to begin training at Kami's lookout, as he goes to get Piccolo, who joins them as well. As for Goku himself and Raditz, they go to Capsule Corp. Bulma is able to update the gravity chamber to increase its gravity more, so their training could be more intense, and Raditz tells Goku that they have 1 year to get stronger than Vegeta, or he won't listen to anything that he has to say. Goku understands this, and because he's an android, he doesn't need to sleep as much or consume food, as much food as he usually does, so he mainly trains day in and day out, along with Raditz, who gets stronger and learns more about his brother. However, the part about him being an android is left out, as they don't want the Saiyans to know about this because they may want this transformation or change to their bodies as well. A year goes by, and Vegeta and Nappa crash down on the planet, and they destroy a city. Right after this, the Z Fighters, along with Piccolo, Raditz, and Goku, would arrive. Gohan isn't here because Goku wants him to train a lot more with Roshi before his first real fight, as he wants Gohan to enter the tournament this year. Goku then looks towards Vegeta, who uses a device to read his power level. This can't be right. It's 15,000. And Raditz, how are you now 10,000? Due to their constant gravity training, I don't think it's at all crazy to say this would be their power levels. Well, their base power levels, as they haven't powered up yet. Vegeta and Goku begin their conversation about Frieza, and Vegeta wonders why there's a Namek on Earth, but he focuses more on the Tyrant. He needs the help of Goku to overthrow Frieza and become a Super Saiyan to take his empire. Goku was agreeing with him until this was said. I'm sorry, Vegeta, but I can't let you do that, because I know you'll become a threat to Earth eventually. Vegeta explains that if he won't listen to reason, then he'll have to just use force. Nappa uses the Cybermen at first, but each of them are taken out by Raditz and the humans. Raditz then steps up to fight Nappa alone. The bald Saiyan jumps forward, and right before his very eyes, Raditz would then vanish. From above him, elbow of Raditz sent him into the ground, and Nappa got back up and started to use Ki Blast against him, but Raditz easily slapped each one of them away, as this started to anger Nappa, who would try to attack again, and he would try to attack one of the humans in his frustration. Goku then teleported in the way, protecting them, as Nappa was then defeated by his brother, and the two would now look at Vegeta. The battle with Vegeta is then taken to a wasteland just like before, as Goku would power up, as he now has a power of 19,000, slightly above Vegeta, but not that much, but enough so that Goku has a slight edge in their battle. However, without Kaioken, this may prove to be more difficult than you may seem. The two go back and forth until Vegeta has had enough, as he would fly into the sky. Goku doesn't know what he's doing, until Raditz then explains it, as a great ape then falls down. Since Piccolo didn't train Gohan here, he didn't destroy the moon either, so this allows Vegeta to then transform. Raditz looks at him as he says just to buy him enough time, as he would begin flying up as well. Goku was being overwhelmed by the great ape, and the humans began to help as well. And Piccolo tried to cut off the tail, but that didn't work, as Vegeta turned fast enough to dodge it, as he was very cautious about this, as he doesn't know how they know about the tail being the root of this power, but they do know for some reason. And this was just a fluke by Piccolo, as he wanted to use it to pull Vegeta down. They then try to figure out what to do, but they still don't know, as this is when Raditz jumps down from the sky as well in his own Great Ape form, as this even the odds a little bit, and maybe it could be enough to defeat him. Vegeta, in his Great Ape form, was much stronger than Raditz, but due to there being multiple fighters on the battlefield, it was hard for him to solely focus on Raditz, as the elder brother then shouted out to Goku about the tail, as Goku would nod looking towards Krillin, as he would form a Destructo Disc over his head and throws it towards the tail. Vegeta jumps over it and then swings his fist down at the human, as Krillin is then crushed by this attack and killed. As Goku sees this, his rage begins to boil, as his limit meters within his body would begin to break. In his fury, he flies to the tail and rips it out with his bare strength. Vegeta begins to de-transform, and Raditz would just do the same, as Vegeta is then beat up by Goku. The enraged Saiyan hits him with a combo of punches and kicks, as Goku then stands over him with his hand extended, ready to finish him off with the Ki Blast. But he stops himself. He watches Vegeta crawl towards his space pod, and Goku would just let him go, as Raditz would question his brother on why he let him go, but Goku explains that they have the Dragon Balls to revive Krillin. However, the voice of Kami then comes into the heads of everyone. Son Goku, we cannot use the Dragon Balls to revive your fallen comrade, as he has already been revived once, but we can speak more on that matter when you all arrive here. The Z Fighters will go to the lookout, and Kami talks about his home planet that was mentioned by the Saiyans, and Raditz does know the location of it, so they ask Bulma to build a ship for them, which does take some time. While the ship was being built, Kami was contacted by King Kai, who would request for Goku to train with him. King Yama, I think that's his name, would allow Goku to go to Otherworld and train. While this goes on, Piccolo and Raditz would begin training in the gravity chamber until the ship was done. If you're wondering about Nappa, he was killed by Raditz, as he doesn't want to put up with him. The two actually gain a close relationship through their training as training partners, and each of them begins their own conversion into being more of a good guy. Goku here easily arrives at the planet of King Kai, within days actually, as he starts his training very fast, and it goes faster than usual because he's already stronger. But through the scouter of Vegeta and Raditz, Frieza learns of the Namekian Dragon Balls. So now, the true race to Namek would begin.